The effortless experience. How do you invest a lot of money in acquiring customers and then losing them at the same time? In this video, we're going to look at just exactly how to do that. You're going to take the information I'm going to share and you're just going to flip it. You'll see what I mean in just a second. I won't really give you advice on how to turn people away. We're trying to uncover how to keep people with you through effortless experience. My name is Dominic. I'm a customer experience enthusiast. I've been one for 15 plus years. I'm in my 12th year of being a Zendesk consultant, and I deal with this stuff every day. I have this video idea from Jay Nathan. He's an amazing guy. I've had him on a podcast on this channel, and I couldn't believe that he actually accepted the invitation. Hi Jay. And yeah, let's roll with this video. So what is the mantra that has dominated customer experience in the past few years? Well, it's the notion of delighting your customers. But what if that's not all? What if what we've been taught to retain customers is that wow feeling, and that's not enough? What if wowing them with amazing experiences, personalized services, and moments that exceed expectations are not enough? What if there's more to it? Well, there's this great book, The Effortless Experience, from Matt Dixon, and in the research for this book, apparently customer loyalty is not rooted in delighting your customers, but it's rather built on reducing effort. So after analyzing thousands of use cases, Matt Dixon came to the conclusion that it's not the actual making everything above and beyond for customers that drives loyalty, but rather making things easy on a consistent manner. So let's dive a little bit deeper into this, like why making things easy might make people stick around more than delighting them. So the data shows that 96% of customers that have had a difficult experience are more likely to be disloyal, as opposed to a merely 9% of customers who have experienced a low effort experience. So now let's flip the switch a little bit and think about how you interact from your perspective from a customer experience. What really makes you leave? And I'm going to list a few reasons. Is it really the lack of wow moments from a brand? Or is it more like having to contact the company multiple times to resolve the same issue? Being forced to repeat the same information. Yes, that's me. Yes, that's my address. Yes, that's my phone number. Yes, that's my PIN number, etc. Experiencing channel switching, like for example, starting online and then having to go to a phone or having to go to social media, or encountering policies that create extra work for you, or having to figure things out for yourself when help should be readily available for you. Well, at least in my view, I don't really stay for the wow moments. I stay for companies that make it easy for me, and loyalty is very tightly connected to how easy things go. Unless the company, supports the wrong cause, for example. There's nothing wrong with Nestle's, chocolate milk, but when you find out the CEO of Nestle says water should be, belonging to corporations and people should just have to pay for it, it's like, it's easy to find the damn products everywhere, and it's an effortless experience, but screw that brand. I made a video about this one, about what makes people loyal to a brand, and maybe check that out too. When we talk about customer efforts, it's easy to solely blame the UX and UI or the product design, but there's actually more to it. For example, think about cognitive effort, like how difficult something is. Ask yourself, how much mental energy does my customer have to understand how the product works, know who to contact if something doesn't work, remember your processes and policies, never mind learning your company's jargon and terminology. Then there's time effort. How much of your customer's time do you consume with incomplete, long, or extended onboardings? Multiple touch points to resolve issues, meetings that should be emails. Oh my god, this one we're trying to be very good with it and trying to save everyone's time when we work with customers. Just like we meet when we have to meet to communicate when there's misunderstandings, and then manual processes that could be automated. Now let's think about an even more interesting one. It's like the emotional effort that your customers have to put into doing something. So ask yourself, how much stress do you create with the uncertainty of the outcome? Like people don't know how or if they're going to solve something. The anxiety of things not working properly. This is especially true when somebody buys a product and they have the buyer's remorse, and then they're like, oh my god, did I really do this? This is a crap product. If it's not working in those moments, then you kind of lost them. And now, according to the author, Mr. Matt Dixon, emotional effort isn't just a factor, it's the differentiator. It's the biggest driver of churn. What is churn? Well, when you're losing parts, when you're losing small bits, and when your customers are, falling through the cracks and they're going away and never coming back. So what can you do to drive lower effort for the customer experience? Now, here's some examples derived from Dixon's book that I've been also watching out for and implementing in some of my customers' use cases. Number one is to address next issues. What does this mean? Dixon calls it the next issue avoidance. So meaning that you have to sit down, write your processes, and intuit where people get stuck. This requires you to put yourself in the shoes of a customer and see where they get stuck and what is potentially their next question. Now, this way, if you have a journey mapped out, you see where people get stuck and you automatically know what to drive them forward, what you can recommend them that they get unstuck. And subsequently, of course, you train your team in order to, think about resolving issues in this manner. The second point is to engineer better customer language. And what does this mean? So this means that you listen to how customers describe their problems, and then you adopt that language throughout your company. Number three is to create contextual self-service. Now, self-service doesn't mean figure it out yourself, dear customer. It should mean something along the lines of, here it is, and it's available for you anytime. Contextual help based on what the customer is doing, not necessarily some generic FAQs. Those are fine as well, but you assume that you understand more from what your customer is doing by putting yourself in the shoes of the customer. So this way you cut some of their effort because, again, you know where they get stuck and you provide them information every step of the way to take them where they want to go. And final point is to enable frontline judgment. Now, what does this mean? This creates that you empower your people, the people that work with you, the people that work for you, to have more agency, to judge situations based on their best understanding and solve them. If you have complex policies, that only slows them down. And let me just give you an example. You call a bank and you do, for example, a screening. They ask you, hey, we need to identify you. And you say, yeah, sure, here are my details. And they say, oh, we can't help you. I'm going to have to transfer you to my colleague. And then you get to the colleague and the colleague says, I have to identify you. And then you start the same process of identifying and sharing information, the same information you shared with the previous agent. Now, this is an extra effort. It's like, you've already done it. I'm in the same conversation. It hasn't magically changed. People haven't figured out how to hack these calls, like exactly when a customer gives them the information and then, oh, I'm the hacker. Hello, now I'm going to steal your money. It doesn't work like that. So a policy, requires an agent for safety, obviously. The bank wants to be safe that they, go through these identifying policies each time. But it's draining and it's annoying and it can be avoided very easily. If we bring all of this together, companies that score well on the customer effort score, they're getting 2 times less churn than regular companies that don't focus on customer effort. Now, what is the effort in your company? I don't know. That's something which is up for discussion and it's unique to any business and to any niche. So that's why this requires a special dashboard in your analytics, something which is tailored to your use case. The problem with implementing this kind of customer efforts and trying to reduce the effort of the customer is that it's not very fun and enjoyable work. It's pretty boring. There's a lot of role playing, there's a lot of being in somebody else's shoes, empathy, and who has that kind of time? Because everybody's focused on me, and not like you. Let's focus on you to bring you value. It's boring work, obviously, but it turns out it pays really big dividends. The data shows it. Nobody cares. However, very few people care. So next time you create your budgets, think about maybe reducing effort rather than delighting your customers. I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Bye.